Hello everyone, it's me, Jen, and I'm nothing if not intense. It is now Wednesday, October 10th, I believe. I hope I have the right date. Spotlight. Service elevators. Once again, we're going to take a look at more of the CCTV footage, and we're going to bust up a little bit more of the LVMPD's narrative. I mean, I think I'm getting pretty darn good at this. Because at a certain point, when things start to click, it gets a little easier to totally discount what they're saying and to bring it into focus as the lies that they have just, it's like a net of lies that they threw out there in the beginning, and they've just kept that net out there with the lies, trying to suffocate us with it. But there's a few of us, or more than a few of us, that have been fighting that goddamn net and pulling it off and getting to the truth. So I hope that that's what I've done here in this last day or two. Well, I've had some time off work, which I really should have been resting more, but I cannot stop. I am compelled. I am just, there is no other word that would describe it. I am compelled by this. I am compelled by the suffering of the victims, the survivors, and compelled in my passion to find some truth for them and some closure to this horrific event. Whatever it turns out to be, it was something terrible and traumatic for thousands and thousands of people, and they deserve to know the truth. The naked truth is much better than any, best dressed lie any day of the week. For me personally, I don't know. Give me the hard stuff. Give me the truth. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't make it something else. Don't make it into a lie. Don't lie about shit. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. So I hope that this is coming through, and that I am able to walk you through the things that I'm finding that just in no way add up with what the FBI and the LVMPD has told us. It's sad, and it's disgusting, and it's ugly, but it is what it is, and it's the truth. So we have to look at it, and we have to keep going and keep piecing this huge shit show of a puzzle together. And maybe at some point we will have a full picture, and we at least can be comforted in knowing who orchestrated this and why. It won't change what happened that night, but it could change the future of survivors, and what they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and the fear, and all these things that I can only imagine that they deal with every day. So getting back to Paddock's service elevator issues, and when he arrives in valet and things like that, I'm looking at the timeline, the official timeline from the final report. On the 27th, it does say that he was seen in the valet area at like 8:03 with 2 rolling suitcases. He had his vehicle retrieved from valet and left Mandalay Bay at 8:15. I don't see any footage of that valet event, so we are going to skip to September 28th, and we've all seen this. Hopefully you've seen my Managing Mary Lou video, but this is from September 28th, the night that I believe Mary Lou arrives. And what's interesting about this is in the timeline, it says from 8:42 to 9:46, he had traveled from Mesquite to Mandalay Bay and parked in valet. So he's rolling into the valet here as you can see, at 2147. However, it says Paddock entered the Mandalay Bay with 2 rolling suitcases and a laptop bag. Well, Metro, I disagree, because it clearly shows in this footage that a bellman comes out, there is a luggage cart, and luggage is loaded onto that luggage cart. Let's take a look. Might have this in slow speed. We're going to kick it up a notch, speed-wise, because, again, I'm seriously not trying to torture you guys. I really kind of like you guys. So I would never do anything that I hope, well, if I'm doing something annoying, I'm sure I am annoying. I know that. Some of it I can't help, but some of it I might be able to help, so just let me know, but in a nice way. Oh, let's see, there's the luggage cart. And I'm gonna guess that that luggage cart's gonna get loaded. Yep, there's the white cooler. The white styrofoam cooler. With a lot of big black bags. Now, why in the report they tell us that he rolled a couple suitcases in? They're fucking lying. They're lying. They are purposely jumbling the events. And here we go. And what do we know? 5430 is the camera, 4 Seasons service elevator lobby. Kaboom. Oh, but gee, maybe he's going to floor 32, room 135 with all that luggage. But he's going to take the 4 Seasons service elevator. Because he can, because he's Superman. Bullshit. Bullshit. He's going to the 4 Seasons. How hard is that to understand? It's pretty simple in my book. And there's, you know, that screenshot that they put in the report. Here's the money shot, people. That's basically the pic that's in the final report. So again, they cropped out all the pertinent information that would tell any person looking at it where and what time that picture was taken or what footage that was pulled from. So here it is, 5430 4 Seasons service elevator lobby at 9:49:09. Now, I cross-referenced the lock interrogation report 32-135 again on the 28th, and there was some oddities there. And of course, it makes a little bit more sense now, knowing that he went to the 4 Seasons first versus just going straight from the valet up to the 32nd floor. Now, granted, I always thought, well, taking the service elevator for him, it's going to take him longer than if you were just taking a guest elevator, because what they've told us is that 32, if you took the service elevator up to floor 32, you're going to be coming out in the 200 wing versus the 100 wing. So you'd have a little jaunt to get to down to your room, especially from the 200 wing versus coming up in that center core on the 100 wing guest elevator. However, on 928, if we cross-reference the lock interrogation report, we have a guest card being accepted at 9:53. Now, Again, I say that's impossible that that would be Stephen Paddock, seeing how at 9:49 he's not even into the elevator yet, going to the Four Seasons. So some floor in between 35 and 39. Highly doubt he could get up there, do what he was doing, and get back and get to 32-135 by 9:53. Then we do have the next event in the lock interrogation report comes at 10:02. Now 10:02 would be a hell of a lot more feasible that that could be Paddock. That's about 20 minutes from the time he's getting into the service elevator for the Four Seasons and then getting back to the room at 32-135. There's 20 minutes there, and I think that that would definitely be doable for him to take care of business at the Four Seasons and get to 32-135 where Mary Lou Danley was waiting for him. The next valet event we see on CCTV is going to be on Saturday, September 30th at approximately 5:59 a.m. In the final report, it says at 5:56, Paddock returned to the Mandalay Bay with 4 suitcases. And that's all it says. However, excuse me, if you look farther down, then it says from, so this is in the morning of September 30th, but then in the afternoon, apparently, at like 3 or 2:52 to 3:08, he removed his vehicle from valet and parked in the self-parking, and then at 3:12, he exited the parking garage with 2 rolling suitcase bags, and then at 3:20, he was seen in a guest elevator with the 2 rolling suitcases and took them to his room. Now, let's remember, though, on his September 28th valet, when he goes back into the hotel, they say he had 2 rolling suitcases. But obviously we saw that he had a whole luggage cart full of shit, and he gets into the Four Seasons service elevator. So again, they're jumbling all these events around. So let's see what he does here. $80.56 camera, which is typically the valet car pickup drop-off that we see him utilizing so far. This is early morning, Saturday, September 30th. And they say he gets out with 4 suitcases. I believe that I remember him rolling 2 bags, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see. And it looks like he's got his blue shirt on today. Or that day, I should say. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just going a little slow. Maybe I should speed it up. I'll probably speed it up right at the time when I'm like, oh no, I want it to be slower. I finally realized that I need a new wireless mouse. It doesn't matter how many new batteries I put in this thing, it is not working right, so that just adds to my frustration. It's like, can I have one piece of equipment that actually freaking works? Oh, the struggle is real here, people. Okay, let's see. He is rolling 1, 2 bags. Now, check this out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Shoot, I didn't want to do that. Camera 5321, MB, Mandalay Bay. P21, I'm not sure what that means. HR guest. Hotel room guest elevator. At 6:12 a.m. Huh. Weird. And I see 1, 2, unless they're counting the stuff hanging over as bags. But here he comes. Maybe we can see now. He's in the Mandalay Bay elevator bank, floors 31 through 62. 9:30:17 at 6:13 a.m. in the morning. Rolling 1, 2 suitcases. He's not in a service elevator anywhere. Hold up here. So he was in the guest elevator. It was camera 5321, I believe. And then it said MB, which would be Mandalay Bay. P21, I'm not sure what that stands for. Then it had HR guest elevator. And that was like at 6:12 Saturday morning on 9:30. Now we cut to 9 Saturday afternoon, 9:30 at 2:48 in the afternoon. He gets into an elevator, and that elevator, that camera number is 5317, and then I believe it looks like an FR, and then P17, and then HR guest elevator. So it's a little bit different, and I'm wondering if that FR doesn't stand for 4 seasons. I'm not sure. It's not as it's not as explicable as that service elevator where it says 4 FOUR and then seasons. Well, it doesn't spell full seasons out, but it's SEAS. So obviously that stands for 4 seasons. This is a little bit more ambiguous. No. How do I do that? Sorry, I want you guys to be able to see this. Darn it. That didn't work right. Okay, I guess we're going to have to look at it like this. Not full screen, but 5317. What I think, it's definitely an F and then an R, I believe. Or a P, but I think it's FR, P17, HR guest elevator. And then he goes to the Lower East Valley Center. 8062 is the camera. And this is some interesting, really super interesting footage that was going to be a major part of my next video about these white cars. So we will revisit this again, but we're not going to do it right now. And at first I'm like, total snooze fest, who gives a shit, da-da-da-da. But there is so much information to garner from this footage. So I had taken a brief break as I'm recording part 2, and I looked at some comments, and I apologize, but I did not realize a couple people are telling me that the Four Seasons service elevators run the gamut just like the Mandalay Bay service elevators. So I do apologize for that, because once I saw the Four Seasons, I just kind of ran with it, and I didn't vet it out like I've really been trying to do before I upload anything. However, that does not deter me completely on this thing, because I do think it means something. Number one, why wouldn't they say he used the Four Seasons service elevators versus just saying service elevators? And of course, everybody thinks it's Mandalay Bay, and they probably said that. Nowhere was it mentioned that it was Four Seasons service elevators. And I think if there isn't any distinction or differentiation within that, then why is one named Four Seasons and the other Mandalay Bay? If there's no difference and they all go to the same places and la 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 la, why differentiate them? Number two, why crop out that information in those pictures that they put in their final report? Why crop that out? If it doesn't mean shit, leave it in there. But no, they crop it out. So that tells me that they didn't necessarily want us to remember that or know that we've ever seen that information. Number three, why is Stephen Paddock in this elevator, which to me, I believe, is a Four Seasons elevator, a guest elevator? Now, we do know the guest elevators are only 35 through 39. Camera 5317 FR, which I believe is the abbreviation for Four Seasons for the guest elevators. P17, I don't know what the P17, the P21, not sure what that means. Then HR, guest elevator. When he's in a Mandalay Bay guest elevator, guess what? It has the camera number, MB, P whatever, HR, guest elevator. So if Mr. Paddock didn't have any dealings with any floors or any people or wasn't registered at the Four Seasons, why the hell is he on a Four Seasons guest elevator? Explain that. Because the only reason you're going to be on the guest elevator at Four Seasons is if you're doing business with somebody or you're registered on that, on one of those floors or whatever. Because you're not going to be able to access or get anywhere if you're not. I don't think you can run willy-nilly on the Four Seasons elevators. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot. At this point, I don't know. But shit, man, I'm telling you. My gut tells me that means something, and my gut is typically not wrong. And I know that doesn't carry a lot of weight with everybody because you don't know me, but I know me, and so I know that it just hit me. It's like, hold a bottle or something with writing up to your face, really close. Can you read it? Can you see it? No, because it's too close. It's too close. But if you take it back, step back, and get some distance with it a little bit, guess what? You're going to be able to see it. You're going to be able to read it, and it's going to means something. And you're going to figure out what that means. And I think that's the case here, that it's been so close with this footage in our face that we just couldn't even see it, for lack of a better term. And I wouldn't be so adamant about this had they left that information in those pictures, the screenshots they took from that footage, because I duplicated those screenshots. That information would have been there. They chose to crop it out. I didn't choose to crop it out. I had nothing to do with that piece of shit report. But what I'm saying is, I go from the standpoint of, what are they shoving in our face? What are they omitting? These things mean something. It means something. And it meant something, excuse me, for them to crop that information out. Because if it was, excuse me, if it was weightless, meaningless information, they would have left it in. But they didn't. And again, somebody, maybe there is an explanation of why he would be in a Four Seasons guest elevator. And it wasn't just one time, it was more than once. He was using the guest elevators on the Four Seasons floors. So why? Why? What? He must have had some business on one of those or multiple floors at the Four Seasons, or he would not be in the guest elevator. If I'm staying at Mandalay Bay, then I'm a registered guest, but I'm not a registered guest at Four Seasons, and I don't have any friends or anybody else that I know or associates that are staying in one of the floors at Four Seasons. Am I going to be on a Four Seasons guest elevator? No, I'm not going to be on a Four Seasons guest elevator, period. There would be no need to. He's not a kid that's playing around, playing a game, running up and down on elevators in a hotel. He's 64 years old, apparently in failing health, mentally and physically. But on the other hand, he must have had some great surge of power and energy to be able to do what they say he did. So, God damn it, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And I truly believe that the Four Seasons service elevator is important. It's important. There is a reason he was using that guest elevator versus the Mandalay Bay, or not guest elevator, but service elevator. I apologize. Oh my gosh. And I totally need to be in bed. Because, just quickly, I had the spider bite. That's been over 2 weeks of dealing with that. Friday, it was finally, my leg's getting better. I can walk. I'm feeling, halfway better, because I swear, since that spider bite, I have not felt right. I think I'm hungry. I eat. It doesn't taste right. Things like that just didn't feel right. But I thought, great, that weekend, I'll be able to, have 2 full days, productive days, get things accomplished, instead of being all gimped up. I wake up Saturday morning and literally the whole left side of my body is numb. Talk about being a little freaked out. Holy crap. So, I immediately tried to find some aspirin. I mean, I didn't know what else to do. It was just so weird. My face, the left side of my nose, the left side of my whole face, my lips, my arm felt like when you get your blood pressure taken and the cuff, when it's at its tightest point on your arm, that's what my arm felt like all day. Like I had that blood pressure cuff squeezing it. Weird, weird, weird. My left hand is still numb today, and it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday now. Anyway, so I just kind of like tried to keep my mind off it and do research and couldn't do much else. Sunday, ran to the pharmacy, was praying that I had like some old refill sitting there for blood pressure medicine. I did find an old script I took with me just in case that I had never gotten filled, and thank goodness I was able to fill that. So I started my blood pressure medicine that I should have been taking, but I wasn't. Started my low-dose aspirin again that I'm supposed to take that for some reason I just kind of stopped taking. I don't know. And I thought, okay, just keep an eye on things and I'll get in the doctor Monday. Well, I went to work Monday and everybody's like, what is wrong? I kind of told them what was going on. They said, ask me kindly to please even go to the doctor. So I couldn't get in. Actually, everything was full appointment-wise, but they did have walk-ins from 1 to 3. Great. I leave work, come home, change clothes real quick, eat lunch, and I sat down on the couch, laid my head on my comfy, soft blanket, and before I knew it, I was out. I did not wake up till 4:30 yesterday in the afternoon. So I'm like, oh my gosh, so totally screwed the pooch on that. Tried to call the doctor, couldn't get through, just getting general mailbox. So luckily, I'm only like 3-4 minutes away from the office, so jumped in the car, drove down there, made an appointment for today. Everything checked out okay as far as my blood pressure, my strength, my pulse, the vitals, listen to my heart, my lungs. Everything seemed good, so that was a relief. He does think quite possibly I did have a mini stroke during the night after I went to bed on Friday. That it was some type of neurological event, and we're treating it like they would treat Bell's palsy. And I did not have the drooping, thank goodness, on the left side of my face. But he mentioned something. It's called left side hemiplegia or something like that. I don't know. But for now, I had a big dose of steroids. I'm on a step-down pack and some other medication. So I just hope this numbness goes away because it is freaking me out. I'm going to try to go back. I'm supposed to go to work today, and it's 4:30 in the morning, and I should have been in bed like 3 hours ago at least. So anyway, I don't really like to talk about all that stuff, and I don't like to go to the doctor. I'm stubborn. I'm independent. I would rather be helping somebody than needing help, and that's always been an issue for me, that I kind of try to take care of everything myself, and sometimes I do need help, and I wait too long to ask, and then it's kind of a tougher situation, but that's just how I'm built, and I'll try to be better with that, but anyway, I don't want to bore you with all that crap. But honestly, Saturday, I didn't really sleep. I laid down for a little bit, but some part of me felt like if I went to sleep, I might not wake up. So I stayed up, and I was working on all this stuff, and I thought, if it is my time, and I do go, and I do leave the world, at least I've left the world doing something that I'm passionate about. So I kind of reconciled that in my mind. It was weird. It was weird, and I don't even really like talking about it, but I would have been okay with it. So, excuse me. Anyway, so I do apologize if I kind of flew the coop and went way overboard with this without stepping back for a minute and doing more research. And I know better than that. Because I'm not a dumbass, and I don't want to look like a dumbass. And that's not even the biggest issue. The biggest issue is I certainly do not want to be creating any more confusion or any more misinformation regarding this than what's already out there. That is the last thing I want to do. I want to find the truth. That's my goal. Nothing else. No other agenda. No other motive. So I don't want to be making videos that aren't factual, that aren't truthful. And so I really, really apologize if I jumped on board and went a little bit woo-woo with this before actually doing my due diligence. I know, like I said, I know about that. So, once again, please, this is my little mea culpa here. Please accept my apology. However, I'm not throwing the towel, and I'm not taking a KO on this one. Not yet. Because even though I may have been wrong in saying that if he's on the Four Seasons service elevator, he is going to the Four Seasons floor, that may not be accurate, and I do apologize. However, that does not mean that he didn't go to the Four Seasons floor. That doesn't mean that he went to room 32, he went to floor 32, room 135. No, that doesn't prove anything one way or another. So then you add in this coverage that you can clearly see that he's not on a Mandalay Bay guest elevator because it would say FB, not FR. So what to make of this, I don't know. But again, I do apologize if I stated something, if I was wrong. I was wrong in stating that, boom, this is it, drop the mic, done deal. Those back to going to the Four Seasons. I was wrong in stating that emphatically. Was I wrong in that may be a possibility? No, because the Four Seasons, apparently, and the Mandalay Bay service elevators service every floor for both hotels. So, just because he was on Four Seasons service elevator, doesn't mean that the bags went to Four Seasons, but it doesn't mean that they went to Mandalay Bay floor 32 either. So, I'm only a little bit wrong, you guys. Come on, give me a break. Shit. I better stop. I'm rambling. Oh my goodness. And I really do have to go to work tomorrow and be able to stay all day and not have a stroke or something. I'm gonna really try. I need to find some balance, and I need to start taking care of myself a little bit better. Then I need to stop letting this consume me, because that's part of it, I'm sure. So, but I'm just compelled, and I know other people out there can relate to what I'm going through, and you want to stop watching the footage, and you want to stop, and you should go to bed, you should eat dinner, and you should go out and socialize, but you don't. Because you think, in the next 5 minutes, I could find that one piece, that one piece that's going to fit with this other piece, that's going to, give us that corner to this piece of the part of the puzzle. And it's quite literally a mind fuck. And I apologize for my language, but this whole thing, there's really no better word for it than mind fuck. Because that's what it is, and that's what it has been, and that's what they will make it continue to be if we give up. I'm not giving up, and for sure I'm not giving up. So anyway, I will quit now. I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate your knowledge, and especially, making me pump the brakes a little bit when I just, go from 0 to 60 in a second, which is my bad. I understand that. So, once again, thank you. Click, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like my work up until now. Maybe, maybe not this last video, but no, I'm kidding. I still think it's a valid, important question and thing to be looking at anyway. If you like what I do and want to support that in any way, the links are in the description. I would appreciate it, especially in the recent month with a lot of lost work and my paid time off is gone now. So this is no pay for the time that I've had off these last couple times. So that's not great, but one way or another, I always figure out a way to make it work, and I'm a tough, independent woman, and I will stay that way. But getting some help never hurt, and it's really hard for me to ask anyway, so it feels weird, but whatever. Do with that whatever you want. So, I need to do the white card video. It's the little video that could, I swear to God, every time I go to do it, something preempts it. So I just kind of have to make it a priority because I think it is significant. It's not super drop the mic, mind-bending, jaw-dropping, but it's important. So I will do that. But hopefully tomorrow or today, we'll have another release. So who knows where that will take us. And that seems to be the cycle for me anyway, is I'm working on something, but then the new footage comes out, and I can't resist. I have to watch it right away, and then that leads me in a new direction. Especially last week's was good. There was a couple weeks where it was like, come on, give us something. I mean, it wasn't much, but last week, that release was a good one with lots and lots of things to explore. So again, I will let you go. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon. Hopefully a little bit more on top of my game, I hope. Thank you so much.